is the big question as we talk about, hey, who is on this hiring committee? Who
Oh,
cares about us?
you mean the lovely Miss Tepper? Is
Do you
that who you're
guys,
talking
is
about?
that a
We know
story
at
or
least
not a
one person on
story?
that committee.
Is it a story or not a story?
I'm hoping it's a joke.
It's not a joke. No, I mean, look,
I don't know
they
what it would
all
be.
give each
I
other
know.
salaries. They do all this to
Well,
whatever. There's some sort of tax reason she is the COO of
and don't get me
Brass
wrong,
Ball
I don't know anything
Affairs.
about her. I don't want to say she doesn't know anything
Yeah,
about this. Actually, now that I think about it, she may be a guru for all I know.
of what?
So it just
Coaches? Come on. Oh,
I don't know.
maybe. She
I really
she
don't.
can't be worse than Tepper.
Maybe she told him not to get Tepper. I don't know. Maybe that's why he's like, I'm
She
going with you,
married
whatever you say.
Tepper. Now we can't
Not
trust
Tepper. I'm
no,
sorry.
actually,
Rules,
she's
I
the
meant to say.
smartest one.
Maybe she told
She's
him
the
to get
smartest
ruled.
one. She married a 16 billionaire. Is this a story? CK, is it a story that
No, I
the
think
bazillionaire's wife is part of the committee while the very own GM barely admits being part of the committee?
no. So it's not a story because when I was at the actual game, she was much more around the team, talking to the media. Like she was more present in the stadium with regard to the public eye than David Tepper was. I didn't see David Tepper once, and then Nicole was walking around that entire time and talking it up. I was over there with Catman Jr. and she walked up and him and Catman and Nicole were talking, and she just is a lot more of a people person from what I had seen. So I think the 100% that she has a right to be involved in this process, and honestly it might be a good thing for us.
Can I tell you what I make of this? And I told you this before the show, and Tony was already trying to poo-poo my opinion. But man, I have the read of this dude. He needs that woman's touch in this organization by selling this to all these coaches that this is a family atmosphere, that you want your family to be here in Charlotte and to be around this Panthers organization. David Tepper, yeah, sure, he might be a cold ass billionaire, but you also have the warmth of the wife, the missus, and everybody knows that the
New
woman is
wife. Hey, first of all,
the woman. If the man is the head,
okay.
the woman is the neck. She's the one that gives the support. And something that we're also going to realize too is that I Panthers are actually a destination amongst coaches. That all these coaches that we're talking about, they're looking at the Carolinas as a favorable team to be able to come around and be a very short, a quick turnaround to contend for the NFC South. And I think that when you're talking about hiring and bringing coaches in, you're not only into, sell the football organization, but all the other ways that these coaches are going to be involved with the Carolina Panthers. I don't think that David Tepper has very good people skills. So I think that
Was he on the spectrum?
maybe a lot of billionaires
Might
are.
be.
A lot of billionaires are.
No,
Elon Musk
no.
is.
Like I mean, and when I say I wasn't trying to be mocking, you know what I'm saying? Here. I bring up is her name Nicole
Yeah,
Tepper?
Nicole.
Yes.
I bring her name up for one single reason. I'm not even trying to mock that the fact a billionaire woman is part of the search committee. That's not what I'm trying to mock. What brings us up to this is you said she brings a woman's touch.
Mhm.
You're talking about this is she brings something additional to this hiring process that is stabilizing. And I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
Yeah.
No, I agree with this. Like, I mean, I probably think she's an addition, like you said, helping David Tepper to make better decisions. Here's my issue with it
Probably. Yeah.
is that if we need her to help him make better decisions, that means he wasn't making good decisions and he's been meddling. I think he may be Jerry Jones.
I told you
you're
that.
really saying
said that
this is like the
first.
best, but the best part about her, not the best part. I'm not trying to diminish her. Like, I'm not trying to say like her being on this makes this worse. I'm actually saying if we celebrate this as making this search committee better, that really means that David Tepper is the issue with the search committee.
No, maybe David Tepper minus his wife. I mean, I'm a better person with my wife. I make better decisions whenever I
Well,
include
but
her in things. So, I
is there?
mean, it's
I feel like this. If we're adding her to make this better, you know what the better thing to do would be is subtract David Tepper and just let Scott Fitterer pick the damn coach.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
why if we could just
There you go.
ultimately she is there to make sure that the billionaire doesn't say anything wrong
You know what would
in a
be
way.
funny? You know what would be funny if before he hired Matt Rule, maybe the wife went up to him and was like, "I don't know, I don't have a great feeling about this guy," but he was, "Oh, honey, he'll be all right.
Yeah,
He's got a
right.
7 year, he has a 7 year
That's
plan." You know what I'm saying? And they said, "All right,
Right.
now, after he had to fire Rule, she was walking around the house being like, told you so,
Yep.
Mr. Rich Guy."
Yep.
Like, hey, maybe you should have listened to me way back when. Maybe that's making
David
him
Tepper.
reconsider now.
David Tepper went from one consultant eating meatballs to the other consultant
Oh,
eating
God.
meatballs. Oh, let's go
Hey,
to
your mom.
next.
Hey, your mom's in the chat. Cool it, okay?
Oh,
Be
it's real.
be up.
Please say that's not true.
Let me see here. Let me see
I
here.
hope
Hang
not.
on.
All
Hang
right. And
on.
maybe she didn't catch that one. I hope she didn't catch that one.
You just talking
Anyway,
about meatballs, man? You good?
right. And we're
Yeah.
Italian. No,
Yeah, there you
the
go.
point being is
Oh, you
this. All
mean
right.
that
I'm
right
really
there? You
tripping.
mean that right there? You mean Joanne Dunn? Yeah, she's in the chat, dude.
Sorry, Mom.
Clean up your act, Tony Dunn.
Sorry, Mom.
Look, right there. Look, she said
Ah.
yes. She's the last one in there. Tony,
All right.
you might need
What's
to get
next?
your mouth washed
But
out
what
with
is
soap,
Fitterer's
Tony.
role in this? I guess is probably, that's what I was really trying to say here is think about what does that mean Fitterer's role is in this process? He was asked about it, Cody. I thought we had a clip is how many
Gotta
and
find
oh
them.
no, it was all right. No, okay. But he said he wasn't going to talk about his job. Right. It was like they asked him about Nicole's role, Miss Tepper. I should say Miss Tepper just to be respectful in case she wants to ultimately buy the show, please. Come on for it. But my point being
what's
is
their
this
asking price here?
right is what is Scott Fitterer's role in this is really kind of what I'm trying to get to.
Do you have a specific clip for this? Because
No, no,
I
it's
have
more
some
of a
tweets
question. I'm
here.
just asking you guys. Yeah.
I don't know, and that's been one of the biggest questions surrounding the organization for the past year. We heard all the rumors that Matt Rule had final say so on all roster decisions. So then that makes you go, well, okay, what role did Scott Fitterer actually make in the decision making process? And this has been something of a mystery to all of us this entire time. So it's hard to say what his role is going to be going forward. We don't know if Nicole Tepper is going to be, a louder voice in the coaching search than that of Scott Fitterer. We just don't know. I know that during his press conference, he did say some things that kind of got our attention. On a few different issues. Um, I want to play some of these clips, Tony, that you had sent. I believe this is the one about. This is the one about Steve Wilkes. What case
Oh, this one
Steve
is
Wilkes has
this is
made.
tough.
Let's listen to this one.
The head job. He's done a nice job. Out of respect to the process, again, I just don't want to get too far into it. But a team that was 1-4 and where we finished, and the guys kept fighting. A lot of credit to Steve. A lot of credit to the team for that.
What do you like about your quarterback situation going forward? Sam Darnold's a free agent, and you have Matt Corral who's battling injury. What do you see there?
Sure, it's unfortunate about Matt, because we wanted to see him this year. Had a good talk with Sam Darnold this morning. As far as the future of that room, we have to decide who the head coach is first. And that'll play a lot into
Let's
that.
cut that there. He said this. He said Wilkes did a nice job.
Well, but hold on. I wanted
It
to
was
hear.
very diplomat.
I wanted to hear the last bit of this little quarterback.
There's
thing.
some talent there, and
Okay.
we're always looking to get better. But a
'Cause
lot of
that's
that's gonna be
important.
driven by the head coach.
Very,
How about
very
guy who is
important.
Hurt, like Matt Corral. How do you weigh that when you're making, and understanding that you have to have a head coach first, but when
Yeah.
you're making draft decisions for the future?
Well, we took him for a reason. We took him because we liked him, and he worked all year.
It cuts off right there. But hey, dude, I like that. Giving boy Matt Corral a little bit of an endorsement. Take that, G baby. It's Pee Wee season. Damn it, let's
I
go.
mean, I wouldn't really call that an
Well,
endorsement.
look, we can't listen to G Baby say
Dude,
Pee
I'm
Wee.
just-
Pee
I'm
Wee
just-
doesn't
I'm
work.
I'm pumped.
Pee Wee,
Look,
we have
this is-
to correct G Baby on one thing. He has to change the nickname for Corral as long as he is an endorser of the dude from Alabama.
He's not,
The
it
guy
doesn't
from
matter. Once the
Alabama
G
is
Baby puts the
literally
name on him, it's
smaller
done.
than Matt
I
Corral.
know.
You can't call the guy you're being critical of Pee Wee and then get a Pee Weeer.
True.
Yeah.
This is
So
true.
Yeah, no,
keep
dude, no
moving.
doubt.
That's all I gotta say.
No
I do want to
doubt,
say
man.
one thing I liked about that interview right there. One thing he said is, I do like the idea of we need to get a coach first before we worry about who our quarterback's going to be.
Right.
Meaning, whoever the coach is coming in is going to have control of this quarterback room, or at least the direction we go, which is the way it needs to be. It's very off-putting to have a coach come in and say, you're stuck with this. We have an opportunity to change it. So I liked hearing that.
What's next from him?
Did you send the one about the sexy pics? I don't know.
Oh,
which one
this
it
was
is.
he
They
was
both, like,
there was
weird.
all right. So I sent one about the salary cap. We've already done fit on the head coach. What makes it what makes this attractive? I've got that's what it said. Take some shots. Is this a sexy draft? I'll send you a clip right now. I'll just play
Yeah,
it.
send me. Yeah, do that, and put it on full
My
screen.
stuff. Hold on. Let's see if this works. I'm not as good at it as you
No,
are.
do invite and then do the Chrome tab, or and then share the Chrome tab.
Let's see. Boop, boop. Let's see. Can you
Full
hear this?
screen.
I think we're in a
Yep.
situation with the team where getting the offensive line settled. We feel like we have some running backs. We have DJ Parrots is coming on. We need to make a couple tweaks on defense, but we have one of the best young corners in the league. Dante Jackson will be back.
I hate
This is
this.
a year that we kind of focused on building the basics. Last 2 years, defense and offensive line. This is the year that we can go out and take some shots on more explosive type athletes and players. It might be a little bit more of a sexy draft than just a nuts and bolts type draft. So
Ooh.
we'll see how it goes. You never know what it's going to look like. There's a lot of work to do in
The one thing I hate about this clip is I like that sexy draft nugget at the end is cool.
Yeah.
But he also said we have a ton of holes on this team. The first 40 seconds of that clip were, we got some big issues on defense. I might not have a job. Maybe this is a sexy.
Him addressing his job was an interesting moment as well.
Man.
Like
And,
at the
go
very
ahead,
beginning of that. I was just gonna say at the very beginning of that interview, somebody asked him about, have you had a conversation about, or something about, are you going to be involved in the coaching, the coaching hiring process? And he's like, first, I'm not going to be discussing my job status here.
Ask Nicole.
Yeah, right. And then he was like, but I will be a part of it. Like, and I'm just like, that was such a weird thing for him to just throw in there, because the questions were going to come, and I understand that he knows those questions are about to come. But that was just very abrupt, and like almost nobody was asking him about his coaching status. Or his job status. They just asked him if he's going to be involved in the coaching hiring process, and the answer was a yes. So I didn't really understand.
Are you
the
there,
need for him to
Butler?
go that route.
Still? Are you still there, Butler? But
Right.
Cody, sexy draft. Think about that. Talk about that. Is like, what does he mean there? We have no money.
Well, okay. So actually, I want to talk about that, but I want to talk about it in conjunction with this other tweet clip that you made about the salary cap that you said.
That's one thing about the cap right now. Like, people are going to look at our cap number. What's the lower cap number? That's because we have a lot of guys under contract. Usually you're going out and you're signing guys back to your team, and that eats into your salary cap space. This year it's a little bit lower, but with more guys under contract, that's a good thing. And then the next 2 years, we have quite a bit of money next year and the year after to spend. So we're actually in pretty good shape from a cap standpoint. There's always things that we can do to create money, which we'll do, but we'll see how that goes.
You brought up Austin.
So I definitely want to talk about that and I good nuggets.
But fuck
dude,
that. Nobody wants to talk about it.
whoa,
There
Rare
you go.
Gamer
Wow.
99 with the $100 love bomb.
Wow.
Yo, Rare Gamer, we appreciate it. So happy to
Damn,
have
dude.
you on board, man. That's
10th season.
dude.
Look, think about
Dude.
that. That's what he said. 10th season. Think about that. 10 years
Fantastic.
rocking
man.
on
10
this
years,
joint. Thank you
still
so
going
much.
strong.
That
And,
answer
I did-
sucked, by the way, with Fitterer.
No,
His
it
answer
didn't.
sucked. Dude, he
You're
said
so
this.
wrong
We're in
all
good
the
shape.
time.
No,
You're so
he said
wrong.
because we have people under contract, we're fine. Guess what?
Yeah.
The guys we have under contract that you are so happy that he built the offensive line. Austin Corbett tore his ACL. Boom.
Yeah,
Brady Christensen broke his fucking foot. Who are these guys under contract that make our team so good right now? DJ, okay,
Brian Burns.
fine. I'm not like, I mean, no, well, barely.
No,
Yeah,
How
he's
did
not
you
under
say
contract,
barely?
No, he's barely under contract. He's saying
Yeah.
this is
Oh,
our
good.
cap money is like, while we don't have a lot, we don't have to spend as much as if we had a ton of holes to fill. Tell me how we don't have a ton of holes to fucking fill on this team. No
Tony,
offense.
this is what you're not getting, man. When you have good people in the front office, they know the voodoo.
But do
And
we
you're
have
not-
good
dude,
people in the front office?
Look, hey, y'all, we can debate that all you want. Tony seems to think I only like
I'm right.
Suleiman because he sounds like he's from Lawrence. Dude, listen, I think that these
Don't
guys
try to
know how
steal
to
my joke.
they know how to navigate the contracts in order to move money down the road. And listen, there have been teams that have proven that the salary cap is a myth for
When
years
have the Panthers
now,
ever
man.
proven that?
It is a myth, but now we're gonna be doing it, baby. The salary cap
When?
is a
Why?
myth. I believe Fitterer.
We
that
got
we're gonna
Ben
be able
Johnson
to
as our head
continue to free
coach
up-
and
we're gonna be
Suleiman
able- we're gonna
Sarman
free
as
up
our.
money.
Well, you got to
Bring
keep
it
in
on.
mind, Tony, all those holes you're talking about, there's a lot of them that can be filled up in the draft as well. Right. And so
Yes.
we've got that under.
Man,
at
if we
least
get 3
consideration.
starters in the draft, you are having the best draft you ever had. Think
I
about that.
agree.
Like if you get
Yeah.
3 starters, so you can't say a bunch of holes. I mean, think about this: is right now there's tons of problems in the secondary. There are, or maybe actually, I won't say
I wouldn't say
tons of problems,
Yeah.
but there are questions. There are questions on the defensive in the linebacker group. There are questions on the defensive line. Now we have
Sure.
injuries facing the offensive line. Think about that. We have injuries now facing the greatest strength that we have. We have running back room that is composed of Chuba Blubbered, Chuba Average, and
Hubbard.
Deontay Foreman, who you probably have to sign. Like all of a sudden, that's free agent money. You don't even have a quarterback. Tell me a position group ultimately that is solidified on this team. And you know what? You can't even say the damn field goal kicker group is solidified. So what I'm ultimately saying is that the thing that scares
Again,
me
not true.
about we have 2 kickers. One
We
is
have 2
hurt
of
and
them
one
that
we
are
have to
No, we only have
We-
one kicker.
right.
But
But
it's like-
no,
but
guess what? Where's
you're
all this
missing
money?
my point.
No, you're not
missing my
listening to
point.
me.
We had Zane Gonzalez, and then we had Eddie Pinero, who was
I don't
either
care
one
about
of them-
who
either
they
one of
names
them were
are.
gonna
I'm
be
talking
able
about the
to-
money. Look, here's them. But dude, CK, was that your drone?
No, it was my my vacuum cleaner.
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah,
a
I have the
drone
Roomba.
taking off. No, you're not listening to me, Cody. I'm not talking about the people. Is guess who's not under contract next year? Eddie Pinheiro. So like
Right,
this
but
money
Zane
you have to
Gonzalez is.
use, right? You have to
Tony.
use money. No, what I'm saying is this. He told us things are not that bad because we don't have a ton of money. Don't worry. We actually are in a better place than you guys think because we have people under contract. so we don't have as many holes to fill. Well, who was he pointing to? Austin Corbett with a torn ACL? Is that who he's pointing to? Is he pointing to Taylor Moton, who, if you guys have told me, has regressed as a player? Is he pointing to Zane Gonzalez, who hasn't played in a year? Who is he pointing to that ultimately we have? And what I am telling you is that this is the voodoo you talk about. Guess where it's not at? In Carolina. We never have no fucking money.
Yeah.
We have
but you
no
also have to
money,
have the opportunity
and we have no
to do
draft.
it.
So
The point, look, people are talking about the Saints, and they're the biggest example. People want to say, "Oh, look at where the Saints are right now. They're in salary cap hell." They're always in salary cap hell. That's what you're not understanding. There are ways, and I'm not telling you
we're
that
in
I know how.
purgatory. We're
No,
not
I'm
in
not telling you
hell.
that I know. Let me finish. If I knew all of the tips and tricks to get past all of our salary cap woes, I'd be working in the front. I don't. But I believe Scott Fitterer. I don't believe that he's giving us a line of bullshit when he says that him and Suleiman have ideas and have methodologies to how to get under the cap. I believe them because I have seen other teams do it before. Like
You're forgetting his first
done it
statement. His
before.
first statement was he didn't say that. We can always free up
But if
money.
we free up,
You can cut. Look, that number
free
will
agency.
fluctuate. I have seen the Carolina Panthers number just 2 years ago go from 13 to 30 when they make the cuts. So that number can double, it can triple. That's not what I'm concerned about. I understand you can restructure, you can navigate, but his first instinct was to tell you it's not about navigating and restructuring. He said this, the good news is we have a lot of solid things to build off of. We have guys under contract. And guess who that is? That's Dante Jackson. That's who he's talking about. He's talking about guys.
He's talking about.
I know,
It's
but
not just.
I mean, think about the guys. Who is he talking about?
He's talking about
The
CJ
anchors
Horn,
of
he's
the
talking
team.
about Nkemba
The
Nwanu.
anchors of the team are barely
all
under
of the young
contract.
The beautiful thing about our circumstances is that we do have a lot of money over
He's
the
a
next,
wet noodle.
outside of these next couple of years. Right, we're going to be having an increase of salary cap over the next few years. So I think that's going to be helpful for us to do the things that we're hoping that they're able to do. The part of it that I think that is lost in the mud is, like, just because we don't have a tremendous amount of salary cap this year doesn't mean that we can't make some moves and make enough this year to be able to get at least some free agents in and whatnot.
Right.
I don't think we're
Right.
going to be
It's a
good next
myth.
year.
Why wouldn't
It's
we
a
be able to? We
myth.
have so much salary cap next year or the year after.
Oh,
this
yes.
year?
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are all future arguments. And guess who's not going to be able to spend it? Scott Fitterer.
No,
Be
I think
fired
Tony's
by
I
them.
think he'll be fine
Tony's
this
an
year. He's going to
old
be making.
curmudgeon.
No, I'm not. all
Tony's
commi-
just being,
Oh,
yes,
can I
you
get-
are. You
Can I
are.
ask you an
You're
old man
being an
trivia
old
question?
curmudgeon, like
Can-
you
can-
always
I'm
are.
going to ask you two trivia questions real quick.
Let's do it.
Okay.
One is this: is again somebody donated 100. Can we pull that up again?
Of course we can.
100. Man, that is like that's incredible. Like I said, we're in our 10th season. And thank you guys for supporting the podcast. All you got to do is this to support the podcast. You smash the thumbs up button. You call in at 252-228-5098. We're about to get in these calls in just a second. And thank you for people who are as generous and just wonderful as Rare Gamer 99, $100, and congrats on the 10th season. Today's date, I got this calendar for Christmas. So let's see what is today? Tuesday the 10th.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll read this fact and then I'm going to ask you guys. Actually, I'll ask you this and think about it first. When I started this podcast 10 years ago, actually started as a website, carolinacatchronicles.com, which I still continue to not maintain. That would not be the right word. It exists still because I can't shut it down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just going to pay the domain, I guess, for the rest of my life and pay for us to continue to use it. You said, CK, that the salary cap always keeps expanding, right?
Keeps expanding for a couple of reasons, but yes,
TV deals are
Yeah.
huge with it. Like every time they renegotiate. What do you think? I'm going to ask the chat. And don't Google it, folks. If you Google it, you're cheating. Like, let's just guess. Maybe we should give away something. I might give away something if somebody gets this close. And so you guys got to help me keep up with it. What do you think the salary cap was? If you guys Google it, I don't want to send you nothing. And I probably won't send it to you because I always forget to. So I still owe like
Still
3
got stuff to
prizes
know.
to like 4 people. I just said I owed 3 prizes to 4 people. You know what? I owe 7 prizes to 4 people. What do you think the salary cap was when I started this podcast in 2013?
Oh gosh.
What is it
I'm
now?
pretty
74?
sure I
Yeah,
remember
give me a
it.
ballpark where it's at now,
No.
so I can do some.
You don't get to Google it, folks.
No, I'm not
No
trying to Google
researching.
anything. Tell me
He
where
said
it's at
try to
now.
get me a ball. No, I ain't giving y'all nothing, folks.
Okay.
Think about this in the chat
I mean,
room.
it's
Don't
hard to
answer
get.
it right now. Here, the chat. You guys, somebody keep up with it. And I'll tell you, I think I remember what it was. If you guys can beat me, if you're closer to me, then I'll give you guys something. And the chat.
So are you
and
asking
everything.
us or the chat?
Everybody. Let's go on to the next topic.
So so we're gonna answer this later.
Yeah, no, I mean, like in
Okay.
10 years, and don't Google it, folks. If you Google, you're cheating. Right? I mean, like anybody can.
How are
do
you
that.
gonna be able to prove if somebody Googled it or
Right.
not?
No, we'll check
You're
it later.
not gonna know.
Well, I think I
But if they're
trust
too
y'all.
close, if they hit the number on the head, then we know that they're bullshitting.
Nah, I mean, people haven't gotten it yet.
Okay.
All right. I mean, you know what? I'll give away something
Well,
to you too. I owe you some. Anyway, let's go to the next topic.
No. Why don't we just do it now so that we have everybody's guesses in the chat.
All right.
So
okay.
we got 230. We got 125. For Matt Knows Nothing, Tim Estes says 140. B Hunter says 180. Lawrence Trevette 45 millions. Jonelle says 150 milli. 97
What do you think it
million
was,
from,
Cody? 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
I
I'm gonna
think
go
it's
ahead
like
and
I think
say
it's 195 right now, by the way, or something like that. I mean, it's like in the
how many years ago are you're asking? You
10.
said
10. Mike Davis is close. He's not the closest though.
I think I'm going to say 120 million.
I think it. All right, CK.
I don't even know what it
10
is
years
now. You
ago.
said?
This would have been 2013, around 2012. I think it was 2012 or 2013 is when I started the website and I started this is what we got to work with.
Is it closest without going over?
All right, go ahead. Yeah.
What Cody say? 120 million? 120 million and one.
CK?
All right, we're playing.
I'm gonna say 2013. You said,
Yeah, it was about 2012, 2013 is when I remember the number.
dude, I don't know. I want to say 110.
You're you win. You win. You're not that. You didn't get it yet.
$1.
I'm pretty sure it was 112. 112 million dollars was like right in that between. All right, and this is why I kind of remember it is because every year, and actually the reason I brought the question up was this is because Cody goes, "Oh, every year the cap goes up. Every year cap goes up." Do you know at one point the cap didn't go up as much as it does now?
Well,
right, and like it went up
down.
$5 million, and people were like, "Oh, this is like the
It's
coolest
a
thing I
different
ever
world
heard."
with these streaming services now.
No, I understand that, but here's where I get upset about it: is we didn't have no fucking money then, as the Panthers to spend in free agency, and we still don't got no fucking money. Bring up the bank is broke. Please put this up there. That's all I'm saying is you can tell me about how your guy from the Lord of the Rings is about to is to fix all these numbers and do all this shit. But why do the Panthers never have any money? We never have back-to-back winning seasons. Never have any sexy. Have we gone and paid $1 bazillion? Anybody? Tell me. Christian McCaffrey is the last person we paid somebody that was worth even talking about. I don't remember paying anybody any money. How do we not ever sign free agents, never pay anybody any money, and now we ain't still got no fucking money?
Hey, Pickle makes
I
a
hope
point.
my
Says
mom
rookie,
has gone to bed.
the rookie salary cap started in 2012, and that helped a lot too, because you're not having to pay these rookies coming out.
Right. Well, guess
I was
what? We
gonna
still
ask
don't
you.
have no
$1 billion.
money.
Well, I mean, look, I think for a long time
How do we have no
had
money? Think
a
about this.
tendency to pay players that weren't necessarily at the top of their class, but were
Who?
good
Tell me.
players.
Tell
So do
me
we have
who
a
it
lot of dead
is.
money? Is that what you're saying? I mean, I guess
Who
look at
is? Who
quarterbacks. I
are
guess
these
quarterbacks.
people? Who are these people that you're talking about?
You're talking about
Do you
me or
mean
Cody?
recent? I mean, are you talking about
In the last,
historically?
yeah,
or
I mean, like
recently?
5. No, just 5. Give me the since you've been on the podcast. It's Christian
Dude,
McCaffrey and Shaq Thompson.
Shaq
That's it.
Thompson.
Who else?
So we paid Shaq Thompson. We paid DJ Moore. We paid Taylor Moton. I mean,
You
we
like
brought
most
guys
of those people?
onto this team. I mean, yeah,
You
we do
like
like
most,
most
but
of
we're
these
not
people.
dealing with their contracts are not problematic. Who are these giant fucking contracts?
The biggest
DJ's
contracts have been
contract
guys
probably is
that
barely
weren't
even
on
top
the
10
roster
when it
anymore.
comes to wide receivers.
Well, didn't it get to a point where we were paying Cam Newton, Teddy Bridgewater, Sam Darnold
No, we
at
weren't
the
paying
same
Cam.
time?
Cam wasn't.
Yeah,
Cam was
Cam
a
was
straight
free.
release.
He always
Okay.
works for free.
But we
in
were
Carolina.
paying Sam Darnold and Teddy Bridgewater there.
At the same time, yeah.
Yeah.
Who were? I understand what you're saying. We can find in peace why the actual money is problematic, but we never sign free agents. We don't have anybody on this team right now who is good and is overpaid. You're talking about this. Is DJ? I bet DJ Moore is the highest paid player on this team right now.
Let's look it up.
And if it's not, it's probably Shaq.
Oh, yeah.
And no wonder you know what? Do you think they just
Pat
finally
Elflein.
told, do you think they told
What?
Shaq Thompson, they were like this, bro, is you've been pretty good. You've been whelming as a linebacker. So you know what? Since we paid you a bunch of money, you're going to have to answer all these questions. Anytime the media comes over.
So, look,
Part of your contract.
It looks like DJ Moore makes $19.5 as a base salary. Shaq Thompson's $12.3. Brian
We're
Burns
still
is
paying part of
$16,000.
Christian McCaffrey too.
Yeah, but beyond that, there's nobody else even above 7. Let's see. Austin Corbett's 7.8. Taylor Moton's 11.
How much dead
Xavier
cap
Woods
do we
is
have?
35. Let's see if I can see that.
Go to overthecap.com is the one to look at. Here, let's go to the next.
Dead cap. We're looking at 35 million in dead cap. Wow. Yeah,
And that's
35.
And
a
who
big
is
hit.
it's
Christian
got to be
McCaffrey.
Christian. Yeah, it's Christian McCaffrey.
No, that's DJ Moore. It's well, I guess if we cut DJ Moore, Christian McCaffrey's not on this list. Sorry.
No. Here, hold on.
Oh, wait, here we
it's
go.
not
We got
dead cap.
18
That's
point. Oh yeah, no.
it's something else. It's a dead cap is when you cut them. Actually, no, he's right.
CMC hits the cap at 18 million, 3.5, 2023 dead cap. So CMC's 18 on the cap. Robbie Anderson's 9.7, and that's it on the for dead cap space. Nobody else is even above 200,000.
I guess. Look, I don't want to we're gonna argue about this forever, or not argue, but like talk about what we can do in free agency, how we can free up money, how we can do all of this stuff. I'm not trying. What I'm just saying is this: is you can't tell me that Suleiman from Lord of the Panthers, aka Lord of the Rings, Saruman, is a fucking genius when we have no money right now. Like we have, and you know, it's not like he just started with the organization. And you know what? And you know what? I'm not trying to tell you that he's bad at his job, but here was the question that that CK was asking. Currently, we have $28.6 million. That's dead cap. 18.3 goes to McCaffrey. 9.7 goes to Robbie. Matt Rulin, Robbie. And we actually don't have a lot of dead money. When that comes off,
it's 12.6% of our cap space.
But that's what I'm saying. We don't even have a bunch of shit going out there. Why do we not have more money? Why do the Carolina Panthers have
Tony,
zero.
have this conversation with me in 2 months and see if you're feeling the same way. Because that's my
I bet you it
You
won't
want,
jump up.
no.
Here, look at the
You want
list.
an answer right now, and you're not going to get it. What I'm telling you is that Fitterer is not lying. That
What do you
yes,
think
they
the
have a
most
lot
we
of money.
could?
They have a lot of money tied up right now. But give it a few months, and let's see what we do to get more contract dollars, and what kind of free agency we're going to have. If we do have a better than expected free agency, how about this? You owe Mr. Suleiman and Mr. Fitterer an apology.
Yeah,
If that
don't owe
ends up
them
happening,
shit.
because
Listen
I
to this.
think it is
Listen
going
to
to
these
happen.
numbers. Listen to these numbers. The Bears currently are number 1.
Oh God.
Here the look at the top 5. I don't actually know. Look, the Panthers. Here, actually, let me just show it to you.
Yeah, I couldn't fit the whole thing.
I
on there.
mean, I wish I could just I wanted to explain it to you, but look at this. I don't care what Suleiman does. The Panthers are going to move from the bottom. Look at this. They're the last team in positive numbers on the
Just
salary
barely.
cap.
Barely, too,
Right.
yeah.
Like, so even if he is the biggest, whatever genie you've ever met, what are they going to get to hear? Here, look, the Bears don't have to do anything. They can go take a nap.
Yeah.
And they have 118 million. Look, the Falcons, 75 million. The Giants, 58 million. Patriots, 54. Look, it goes all the way this. We're talking the drop-off doesn't even come to the Commanders. They have 7. They're already 16 million ahead of us, bro. So I understand. Look, maybe Suleiman is from the Lord of the Rings. Maybe he truly is Saruman. But even if he does, we're gonna move from here to what are we gonna have? 30 million?
Those teams also
50.
never go out and do anything in free agency. The
Who?
Bears didn't do shit. The Falcons
They
didn't do
didn't.
shit.
Oh my god.
So it's like they're
That's
not
dumb.
going.
That-
Of
What-
course,
what
they
do
are
we do in
going
free
course
agency?
they have a
into.
bunch
They're
of
going
money
into
to
the
spend.
casino. They're
Of
going
course they
into
have
the.
money to
Oh my god.
spend. Of
But what do we
course
do
they
in
have
free
money to
agency?
spend.
Dude,
It's
Like,
a
what do-
it's a
Y'all are
myth.
wrong. You're wrong on
No,
this.
you're
No,
you're
look,
wrong
he could be
curmudgeon.
a genius, but guess what? All right, how about this? And put $5 on it with me that you'll never pay me. Because you owe me like $45 on these bets.
I don't owe you
How about this?
shit, and if I did, I would have paid you.
Will the Panthers have more cap money by February when free agency starts? Right? I think it's February 22nd or something. Usually it's right in February. Will the Panthers have more cap money than the Jets? Pick a team. Pick a team at below the Lions. I'm going to give you a 16 million head start. Who would you pick, Greg? Because he's muted. Like, think about this. Is like, all right, who would you pick?
We're
You're looking
probably
at.
going to be in Cowboys range. We're going to be in between Cowboys and Broncos range, to be honest with you. It would be best case scenario if they move stuff around. I just don't see how it happens.
Pick a team above the Colts, Cody, that Saruman can get us ahead of. And cap
Above the
space.
Colts. Where is the Colts?
The Jets.
They
I'll even
are-
give you the
17 million.
Jets. They have that's a 14 million head start.
All right, how about this? I think we can get above the Cardinals.
Done. $5. All right, y'all
Yeah,
write
fine.
it down, Greg.
The Cardinals. So
But wait a minute, but no, but you also need to write down. Hold
No,
on.
when they
You need-
finish, we have more cap money than them.
Are you where
Well,
they
do you
are
need more cap
now?
money than them, like in February, or more cap money than they're showing right now?
Oh, what do you think I should make the bet?
Well, you can't do what they're going to show in February because they're about to get rid of that contract that DeAndre.
I know
Hopkins
they're
has.
going to go up even more.
And we don't know what it's going to be either. Like, I would say, based it off these numbers right now, do you think Carolina can get to one of these numbers? You know.
So
All right,
hey,
I'll
look, let
take the
me-
Cardinals. I'll take the Cardinals for $5 million right now.
You'll take the Cardinals.
$5 for $5, not 5 million. I'll take the bet for $5. I can bet. I
then,
don't think the Panthers will have more than 34. Give me 34 million.
We're gonna be anywhere close to that, man. Where do you
I don't think
that
they're gonna get it. I don't think they
Yeah.
can make it.
All right, we'll see.
Oh, we'll
let me read some of
see.
these
No.
Well, hold on. Let me read some of these super chats, man. You're gonna be wrong in due time, no matter how bad you
Okay,
want to be
okay,
right now.
okay.
You old curmudgeon. So give it time. We're believing in Suleiman, and you can still be a curmudgeon.